Presler, to walk people through, it's so providential you were available today because you're very rarely around town. Walk people through what you've been doing. I want to talk about the activism and why people like CNN are a complete meltdown.
Since February, I've been traveling the country teaching classes on how people can run for office. And I want to make it clear, this November 2021 was wave number 1. We elected an 18-year-old, first time ever running for office, to the Hermitage School Board in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We took over the Barberton, Ohio School Board because a concerned citizen, somebody who's never decided to run for office ever, had their local Republican Party call them and encourage them to run for office. We just won a statewide election in Pennsylvania. We flipped a San Antonio House seat from blue to red. Here's the future of the Republican Party, is if we want to have turnout, we need to focus on referendums and propositions. Did you know in the state of New York that the people voted against same-day voter registration statewide? And did you know that the people also voted against no-excuse absentee voting? You have it right that not only does CNN feel that we, the American people, are dupes, but the Republican Party feels the same way. And I am at war with the Republican Party because they don't understand that we, the people, we want medical freedom. We want the opportunity that we can have employment without forced vaccinations and being forced into retirement for choosing medical freedom first. And we want parental choice in education. We also want an Internet Bill of Rights, that we have the ability to have our First Amendment right to free speech without social media censorship. And last, if you are a candidate that's running for office, Republican Party, you better make securing the border a part of your platform. Those are the most important things that the American people want and that we're going to continue pushing going into the 2022 all-important midterm elections.
Give me that again. Walk us back through. You've been out there. I want to find out why you're at war with the Republican Party, why they're not helping you on the grassroots level, but what are the priorities as you see what the American people have?
Medical freedom and job protection, parental choice and education, an Internet Bill of Rights to protect our First Amendment freedom of speech, secure the border, and last, boycott, divest, and sanction China. We are also at war with China, and this is not, people need to understand, it's not really Republican versus Democrat. This has always been America first versus globalism first. Yeah. And we saw Gonzalez, we saw Kinzinger, two Republicans that we have ousted from the Republican Party. What did they vote for just recently? The infrastructure bill, which puts China first, not the American people first.
Yeah, I want to emphasize on the China. It's not the Chinese people are the victims here in the country. It's the Chinese Communist Party. We're there. We're fully. And by the way, you see how the establishment of this country has started to take on the characteristics. We didn't change the Chinese Communist Party. They changed us. So you see this authoritarian firewall, social credit score, all of it. Now, why, since the voters, the energy, and the participation are with MAGA, America First, Make America Great Again, the deplorables, or as CNN now calls them, the army of dupes, it would seem to me that the Republican Party would be your partner in getting out people. Is that not the case?
That's not the case. I'm working independently and organically from the Republican Party. And I don't know why, Ronna McDaniel, she followed me on Twitter the other day. My door is always open because at the end of the day, very much like if the Biden administration...
So you haven't had a chance to sit down with her and talk to her?
Never had a chance.
Okay, fine.
But my door is always open because I'd like to inject our America First policies into the feckless Republican Party. They need to listen to we the American people. By the end of this year, I will have traveled to 25 different states. All I do is listen to the people. And the Republican Party is in a bubble. They do not understand what the American people want.
I want to talk about some others that people are not getting enough attention. Long Island. Nassau, and by the way, this is going to tee up a real governor's run for a Republican in 22, and it's Nassau County, and Suffolk County sweeping victories there at the executive level. Correct?
Yes, I'm working for a PAC called Rise PAC. It's rise-pac.com, and here's the untold story that nobody's talking about. We, leading up to the November 2021 elections, registered 8,500 new Republican voters statewide with a specific focus on Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn, Nassau, Suffolk, and we had not only victories on the New York City Council, flipping 4 seats from blue to red, but we also flipped state legislative seats, and we flipped a district attorney seat from blue to red. We had historic wins. And so what I want the Republican Party to understand is if you want to win, we need to make voter registration a key focus.
Big time. And also into New York City. This is multi-ethnic, multi-religious, multi-gender, multi-sexual preference, all of it.
Unions.
Union votes. In one of those city council seats, we defeated, I think by 30 points, a candidate that was supported by AOC, correct?
Yes, we did.
So my point is, and by the way, from city council in New York to Nassau, and people should understand, Nassau County, I'll get that right, Nassau County, I got bolded coming on, I'm thinking New Hampshire. Nassau County in 80 gave Ronald Reagan the biggest spread of anyone. That are old school Republicans that we can bring back into the fold. What happened on Long Island is very important. What happened in Pennsylvania is very important. And Pennsylvania was both a big MAGA turnout coupled with Philadelphia being low. And the reason is the African American population is not buying this anymore. They understand they're being conned. Our effort is to evangelize to the African American community and obviously the working class Hispanics who are with us. They're traditionalists. They're very conservative socially. They've been sold a bill of goods about what the economics are. Once you explain to them, once they see the evidence in the economics, they're with us. And remember, we get 20-25% of the African American vote. This is my point. We're governed for 100 years. But it has to come from the grassroots. That's where the ground truth is.